Good morning, YouTube. It's video time. See you guys in a second. Wow. What's going on, YouTube? Forrest here, CichlidMan09. Good morning, everybody. Figured we'd do a little vlog for you guys because I'm bored, home alone, lonely. Need YouTube to keep me company. Morning time in the fish room. Sun's up. Look at that. Beautiful. Snow didn't last very long. We got like 6 inches of snow overnight, and then 2 days later it was gone, which is honestly the best way to get snow. I'm not a big fan of big snowfalls and then ice everywhere. Get the snow, enjoy the snow, get rid of the snow. But we had a good time. Made a monster snowman that collapsed overnight, but it was fun. Had fun. My son Hunter went out and played in the snow, had a great time. His first real experience as like being with, you know, abilities. Because last time it snowed, he was just a little ball of mush. Little bit baby, but he had fun. Enough talk about that crap. Fish are all doing great. Yesterday I did a little DIY work. Got some K1 coldness in. Ordered a little bit. I only ordered a liter because I just wanted to, you know, figure out how much exactly that was. By the way, pretty inexpensive stuff. If you want to pick some up, do a little DIY project. eBay, a liter of K1 coldness, which is, you know, widely known as probably the best moving bed filter media out there. And we'll discuss later what, you know, moving bed and all that kind of stuff is. It was only $6 on eBay, free shipping, and was honestly more than I was expecting to get. So pretty good deal. If you're looking for an easy DIY project, you can do it for literally $6 because all you got to do is find a little bottle around the house. You know, and then maybe some suction cups from old aquarium holders and all that kind of stuff, or heater holders and all that kind of crap. But since I run an air system and running air through all my tanks, something that I really kind of want to do is work in moving bed type filters within my aquariums. You know, maybe swap out a sponge in each tank, or even, you know, necessarily add one. Because moving bed filters are really awesome. Something I'm actually interested in, trying to do a lot of research on it. It's simple, but it's not simple. What happens is these little plastic rings. Hold on, I got some extras over here. I'll show you. These little guys right here. See if you guys can see it. Whatever. Probably can't see crap. Those little things, they go in there, and then the air bubbles, you guys can tell, go up, and then they agitate everything, kind of creating a neutral zone, and these kind of clash together, and bacteria builds up on the inside of that. I believe on the inside, weaker bacteria. On the outside, really strong bacteria, because they clash together. There we go. You guys can kind of see what it looks like. Pretty small, a lot smaller than I was expecting it to be. And what those do is those clash together, knocking off crappy bacteria, and which in turn forms like the strongest bacteria on the outside. It's supposed to be a really efficient way of filtration, basically maintenance free. How I set this jug up, this is about a 1 gallon jug here. Got the handle right here. I drilled holes, you can see one right there. I drilled holes back there, and then I just, in between the handle, I took some filter floss and I just stuck that right there, and that'll work as kind of a pre-filter. And then I definitely don't have enough media in here. Hold on, we'll turn the lights off. You guys probably can see a little bit better if I turn the room lights off. There we go. Might be able to see that a little better. Probably not, who cares. So then I ran my air line, goes into the top, actually goes through the inside of my filter, outside, and then kind of just goes in with the angle of the handle. Kind of worked out really well. I like how it's set up. I definitely need more media in here. We're kind of in the in-between process. It's only been in here for like 12 hours, and it does take a little bit to kind of develop. A little bit of a film, a little biofilm has to develop on the outside of those rings, and that will get that media moving a lot more. But like I said, I do definitely need more in there. Probably can, I don't know, probably have 2 to 3 times as much as I already have in there. But I'm already seeing improvements in terms of movement from last night to this morning. I'm definitely seeing a lot more movement, a lot more tumbling action. Well, like I said, that's something that I think I'm going to be working with. I want to definitely implement some sort of a moving bed system within my sump right here. Just something maintenance free, because moving bed is maintenance free. It's self-cleaning, which is awesome. And like I said, it's supposed to be a very, very efficient way of filtration. Tried and true. This isn't some new form of filtration that's, you know, in the testing phases of anything. This stuff's been around for a while, and like I said, tried and true and very consistent. And like I said, with me running an air system, it opens up the possibility for DIY little stuff like that. And you can see I kind of got my tile down there. This is kind of turned sideways to how it would be in an aquarium. Once I get everything, you know, done and set up, it'll be turning forward, so all you'd be able to see is just the square front down to the cap. So it wouldn't be too ugly to look at. But then again, I've got sponge filters in all my tanks and they're ugly, so not looking more towards making my tanks look beautiful. I want efficient ways of filtration, and like I said, basically maintenance free. All that I would have to do for that thing, no matter how long it runs, is pull out that little piece of filter floss, rinse it out, slide it back in, we're done. Easy stuff. Check out Mr. Hulk. You guys want to see some feeding for this morning? All the fish need to eat breakfast, so we might as well get them some food. Get some growth for Hulk. If you guys don't know, I've said it a million times before, and I'll say it again. If you guys don't know, the food that I feed is Southern Delight Fish Foods. Kind of new stuff to the market. A little different in comparison to moving bed filters. Southern Delight hasn't been around for a long time, but so far has really impressed quite a few people. If you want to pick yourself up some Southern Delight fish food, go over to my guys over at Aquatic Support Systems. Check out their Facebook page. Like the Facebook page. Give it a thumbs up. Mike and Conway, those two guys are the exclusive bulk dealers. Those guys can get you Southern Delight in those bottles like I just showed you, or they can get you pounds and pounds of the stuff if you really like it and you have a lot of fish to feed. So hit those guys up. Prices are fantastic. But like I said, that's the food that I feed. Feed whatever you want to feed, but if you want to get some, if you're interested in trying it out, go hit up the guys over at Aquatic Support Systems. Those guys actually sponsor my YouTube channel, so hold on, got a texter. Text alert! Bam, bam, bam. Those guys actually sponsor my YouTube channel. It may be a little confusing. I'm not actually sponsored by Southern Delight Foods. Mike and Conway actually run the business, Aquatic Support Systems, which, you know, will eventually be a lot more than just fish food. But those guys are such firm believers in Southern Delight, and you know, really believe in this stuff, that they actually sponsor me with Southern Delight. So I'm not directly sponsored by Southern Delight. They deal with that side of the whole situation. So, you know, pretty cool. A couple guys that look out for my best interests, and not just two guys trying to make some money and throwing fish food at a young kid who has a YouTube channel. So, very cool stuff. Like I said, if you want to try it, try it. Hit those guys up. They're where you can buy it from. Enough said. It's honestly a good food. I have really enjoyed using it. Fish like it. My fish are growing great. Water's clean. It's got probiotics, all that kind of crap in it. You guys want to see fish? Come here, Azul. Come here, buddy. This fish right here is really, really, really progressing amazingly. The spawn that these guys laid, that I got the nice footage in my video, Cannibal Cichlids. The spawn that they laid appears to have been consumed by the previous fry, but like I said in another video, the great part about that, kind of sucks for the new spawn, but the great part is the new spawn did disappear, but all is still well with the pair. They're still getting along great. I haven't seen any issues whatsoever between the two, so they're doing awesome. Let's get these guys some power feed. Hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. Sorry, guys. And we're back. Had to grab some power feed. Now, power feed, there's a mixture of two different pellets in here. You can see these guys go crazy for them. There's a lipid pellet and then a grow pellet. This is definitely the food that you're going to feed to those fish that you want to explode in growth. Not necessarily a permanent feed. Like for a fish like Hulk right here, who is you know, basically in the adult stages of his life, doesn't need all those excess calories, nutrients, all that kind of stuff. Hold on, there's something on the camera screen. There we go. Doesn't necessarily need all those excess nutrients and calories that are provided with high-fat pellets. So he mainly gets the grow because it's a little bit of a lower fat. But if you've got fish that are in that, you know, really growing stage of their life, power feed is a great food. I've been hitting these guys hard with power feed, trying to put some size on them, and I'm really seeing improvements. Azul is putting on size and mass quickly. Very cool stuff. These guys over here, let's get these guys some veggie krill. Also, veggie krill, I'm not going to say one or other is my favorite, but veggie krill might be my favorite formula. I wish they would honestly make different sizes of it because I really like it. My fish love this stuff. These gorillas are growing quickly. Quick. It was definitely a smart decision on my part to, by the way, veggie krill, check it out. It was definitely a smart decision on my part to pull out the weaker ones out of this tank, kind of cull some of the fish that really weren't doing so well, because the fish that I left in here are really thriving. I'm not seeing a whole lot of aggression due to a packed tank because the tank isn't as packed as it was, and I'm definitely seeing a very consistent, very strong fish coming out of this group. The fish that I pulled out of here just really weren't doing so well. And you know, it's not because genetics are a funny thing, and genetics can be awesome and genetics can be terrible, because when you're talking about a spawn of cichlids, you got to realize that they spawn hundreds of fish. And even if there's a, say there's a 2% probability that the fish is going to have some sort of a genetic disorder, they're going to be weak, basically a genetic, just a crappy genetics in a fish. Say there's 2%. So say, you know, you get a large spawn of 1,000 fish. If that's a 2%, what are you talking about? 20 fish? So 20 fish out of that group are going to have some serious issues and not going to be as strong as their brothers and sisters. And then there's the other percentage of the really strong genetics, and that's these guys right here. So it does suck to kind of be like, well, this fish isn't really going to cut the mustard, but you kind of have to be honest with yourself and be like, you know what, genetics, this fish is at a genetic disposition to not be like its brothers and sisters and not be successful, and eventually is going to be taken out by one of the others. So what I did is I just separated them. I took the weak ones. They're over here. They're doing okay, growing a lot slower. They don't swim right, but every once in a while I'll throw one in Azul's tank and he eats it. But it was definitely smart on my part to kind of separate the strong from the weak, because the strong right now are really thriving. And I know that's harsh, and I know that's, you know, it's just a reality sometimes of what we do as breeders and stuff, trying to pick out the strong genetics so we can end up with fish like this guy right here. He's just looking incredible. Check out his female, by the way. I don't show Blondie enough. She's also just doing great. Like I said, it was really nice and refreshing to see that the spawn did disappear, and the pair bond was not broken. He didn't try and kill her, because I had that happen with Dovi before, where they had fry in the tank, they spawned again, the fry ate the new spawn, and even though there was still fry in the tank, the male flipped on the female, and my old male Mongo, who went over to my buddy Trace, killed two females, which was lame. By the way, I want to give a shout out to 2 Team Aquatic Support members, 2 of them. I haven't mentioned this yet. I want to give a shout out to Brian Dolly VH for reaching 2,000 subs. Go over to his channel, enter his contest, win yourself some Southern Delight. Also, big shout out to my bro Mike, Mr. Man 316. Check out my bracelet, Hawks colors, go Hawks. Shout out to Mike for hitting 1,000. So Brian hit 2,000, Mike hit 1,000, and I can guarantee you right now, if you would have asked Mike 6 months ago, hey, you think you're ever going to get to 1,000 subs? He never would have thought it. If you would have asked me 6 months ago if Mike was ever going to hit 1,000 subs, I would have been all over it. Yes, Mike is one of those guys that I firmly believe that what he does, he brings something different than all of us in video quality, and the kind of fish the dude has are incredible. Same thing goes for Brian. Brian definitely brings some things that other people don't. A lot of us Team Aquatic Support guys are pretty specific in terms of what we keep. I know Conway does do a little bit of plants and all this kind of stuff, and Conway is pretty well versed in the hobby. But for the most part, we're all Central and South American guys. You know, but Brian does awesome with the plants, the discus. He's got his African tank, awesome stuff. He used to keep the oddballs with his arowana that he used to have. I remember he had a big, massive jag that was awesome. So Brian, shout out to you for 2,000 subs. Like I said, he's doing a contest right now. Go over to his channel, subscribe to him if you're not already. Probably are. And go enter that contest. Pretty cool stuff. All the instructions and stuff will be over on his channel. And again, shout out to Mike, my big brother Mike, for you know, hitting 1,000 subs. And I've told him in the past, and I'll keep telling him, Mike, I'll keep telling you that you just got to keep doing what you do, and only gonna go up, because Mike's videos are amazing. I watch every second of every single one of Mike's videos. Just you know, quality of fish, quality of video. The dude knows what he's talking about. Same thing goes for all of us on Team Aquatic Support. We all have a pretty good grasp on what we're doing. So, you know, go over, subscribe to all those guys. Sean, Jeff, Mike, Brian, and Conway. And I don't think I got anything else to say to you guys other than I love you. Let's see if we can get some spectabilis. Mr. Spike, let's get this dude some food. Long video for today. You guys can get over it. Get him some power feed. I've got him basically switched over to power feed right now. Probably put too many pellets in there. Whatever. They got probiotics, right? They'll be good for the fish. I don't know. Doubt it. Kind of did some messing around in his tank yesterday. Did some cleaning, rearranging, and then not to mention the moving bed stuff that I was doing. He'll eat what he wants to eat. We're already too long in this video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that button, like the video. Go check me out on Facebook, CichlidMan09. Same name. It's me. It's this guy. Go like the Facebook page. We're approaching 200 likes. Very cool stuff. Fun stuff. Post when I post up videos and all that kind of crap, and I know everybody likes to spend time on Facebook. Alright, 17 minutes in. Way too long of a video. We're still going to post it anyways. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all next time, which will be soon. Because I'll miss you guys in the time between now and then. Like I said, DIY moving bed filter, having some fun with it. Got some more coming. Gonna work on some DIY stuff. Maybe implement some moving bed stuff into my tanks. And video's over. Oh.